Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about how at some point, the sales price of a house is just too high.
Yeah, so every Wednesday, we shake it up here. We're doing kind of House Academy. And we're talking about, because we've been looking at numbers. I'm sure you have too. It's hard not to walk around and just know what's going on in real estate. You go to the grocery store, you see signs, you know there's stuff happening.
I mean, this was prompted because there are some communities in the metropolitan area of Phoenix, and really all over the country that are experiencing 5 to 10% purchase price, sale price growth in a community a month. So at some point, it cannot just continue to go up because the pool of buyers will evaporate. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Kim wrote, "Hi, I'm in the process of purchasing a piece of land, but the seller's deed from 2002 has 2 properties on the deed. One is their acreage with their house, and the other is a parcel I want to purchase. This is a small $1,500 purchase, and I'm hoping to avoid to pay any title agent work outside of the tools we use. Am I safe to purchase this land only and create a deed for the smaller tract? But then the first deed remains in effect for their house. Will my new deed supersede the 2002 deed that remain in effect for the house?" That's kind of a repeat there. So yeah, you know what? The answer is yes. Here's what's so funny. People don't know that. It's like you can buy from somebody 5 pieces of property on one deed. It has to be the same, grantor, the grantee, you know what I'm trying to say. Let me back up. This is coming out all jumbled.
I can answer it.
Well, no, I want to answer it. I want to say the answer is yes.
You in a very positive way.
You just make a new deed with only the legal description of the one that you're buying on it. And that's all that you need to do. You don't have to recreate a new deed too, by the way, for the other one. There's no reason that they have to do, 2 new deeds. The other deed is there for the one property that they still own. So that is correct. So like when we buy properties, I love it. My favorite scenario is when I buy multiple properties from one person in the same county. I can buy 20, depending what the county will record at one time. Sometimes they have a limit like 10 or 15 or something. They'll say, all right, we can't have more than this many on one deed.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes they do have limits.
I've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm, they do. So, but it's because it's cheaper and easier too. So like if I have the same seller, everything's all in the same name, I'm buying 10 properties from them, it's one deed, it's one recording fee, and it all happens at the same time. And then when I go to sell them, I just tend to sell each one individually, just like normal.
In a great way, you answered your own question here.
They did.
Yep.
Yeah, you were right.
Yep, you were right. Today's topic, at some point, the sales price is just too high on some of these houses. Mm-hmm. This is the meat of the show. So this is all interconnected. There's a lot of things that are at play when somebody buys a house and gets a mortgage. How much money they make is a huge factor when they go to get a mortgage and what they can pay. And we just haven't hit that ceiling yet.
And their debt.
How much debt they have, if the interest rates play a huge part to this. When Joe and I were kids, interest rates for a house were 12%, and they're 3% right now. That's the lowest they've ever been during our lifetime. So that a lot less of your payment goes to interest and more goes to principal, which is a great thing. It's a great for people who sell it's a seller's market usually in that case, because you can afford so much more purchase price. So at some point though, and I think that we're approaching this, we're going to hit that ceiling, that sort of glass ceiling of it's just the prices can't just continually keep going up.
It's nuts.
Here's what's really going on in the West Coast that is perpetuating this, and it's either good. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'll let you decide. People from community states like California, where the values are much, much, much higher, property values in general, are coming into a state like Arizona, or Colorado, and they have so much purchase power. And so they're used to, and the bank looks at this. The bank looks at the previous mortgage that they paid, and
It was $8 million.
it was, yeah. And so now they can afford whatever the numbers end up being, twice as much house in a
Now they're
different
going to
state.
they can spend 9-10 million and get 3 times the house, sometimes even more. It's
And then there's a
nuts.
bunch of tax benefits
Yeah.
that I don't want to go into at all, but that's really what's happening. But, so there's an artificial, the prices on the West Coast are being artificially propped up because of the exodus from California.
That's what's going on the West Coast. It's happening all over in interesting
Yeah, it's
places
happening
too.
everywhere.
Like we talked about yesterday about these people saving up money. There's a lot of people. If this is not you, you need to know. There's a lot of people sitting on a lot of dough right now. Partially, I think because they were scared, as they should be, and stockpiling cash, and now they're feeling comfortable. Now we're almost 2 years into this new normal kind of thing, and they're like, all right, I see how it's going to go now. And now I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm ready to do something. And now I know I'm going to be work from home forever. It's not going to be just a short-term thing. So I really can go wherever. But there's a lot of people out there with a lot of cash. And that's just, they're starting to make different decisions, I guess. I don't know. For me, the whole point was today, I was just, it's getting nutty. It's almost like a little bit ridiculous.
So I'll tell you, people ask me all the time, is it too late? Did I miss it? There's this sentiment like it's over.
Ooh.
Not by any stretch. Here's a great example. Jill and I own a condo in a downtown, in Old Town Scottsdale. And we were looking at, every once in a while, I'll just pull what's for sale up and look at it. And this is a condo complex where there's one of 2 floor plans, and that's it. They're all exactly the same size. So that you would think that they're about the same value. Well, one was under contract for $400,000 and one was under contract for $225,000. And so is it too late? No.
Yeah.
No, go buy the $225,000 one. Clean it up.
You could renovate it. Yeah.
Rent it, clean it up, and don't spend a ton of
Spend
money.
$75 and put it on the market for $4.
Or just paint it and put carpet. Don't spend any real time improving it. The new appliances. So yeah, there's amazing bargains to be had in any market at any time. Now is no exception. I
completely agree. I feel like there's some more we need to talk about with this because it's just, we've seen it. If you've not done this, we're nuts. I know I say this often, but I'm laying in bed looking around at real estate, and I always like to go look back at the numbers. I always go look back and see, okay, it's listed for sale for this now. What did they pay? And what did the guy before them pay? And it's really funny. You can find pockets in this country where like, whoa, that was expensive. And then, ooh, they took a hit.
Yep.
And oh, it came back. It's funny. You can see that, that it's happened. We used to talk about it, some of the deals that we picked up. I'm sure there could be a little reset coming. So let me run this by you. We had some properties, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago in the western part of Phoenix, where you could pick up properties for $25,000, $35,000. Houses. Yes. And then they were at one time up to 175, something like that. Let's just say 175,000. Then the stuff hit the fan in early 2010, late whatever that period was there, picking them up for $25,000 to $35,000. Then they creep back up. They're probably now, at least 300,000.
Yeah, 300 is a good number.
That's what I think now. So will they hit 400?
Yeah.
And then at what point you're like, you guys take a step back and go, shucks, now it's getting a little nutty, and.
Well, that's the name of the show today. I mean, at some point, it has to not make sense. And this is like everything in real estate. If you really micromanage and look at the statistics, days on market, and all kinds of things on a zip code basis, it's not going to surprise you. You're not going to get caught. There's all kinds of indicators that happen months and months and months before like a price won't drop, but a price stabilization. So that's what I love about real estate. It's in the stock market, it's the exact opposite. You have to guess. All you're doing is guessing. With real estate, all you got to do is watch all the data. and it'll tell you what to do.
You can, days on market usually don't change overnight. You watch it gradual, like, days on market, they were 10. Now they're 20. Now they're 40. All right. You could see stuff like that happening, or you could see inventory shifts like, wow, now there's a lot for sale. What's going on?
If you remember, about the Land Academy, House Academy, red, green, yellow test. So that is designed to tell you that, this is a good place and where to do it and where not to send mail.
Exactly. I want you to make, the whole point here is, you need to be aware of it. We want you to make a smart decision. Please don't run out and spend crazy money on these properties. Spend some time, do your research, and buy it right. And you didn't miss it. I agree too.
No, not at all.
There's so many deals out there. That's a lot of people I think too, or don't realize. We do this too. We're looking around like, if you don't do this, you need to. We look at these really expensive things and go, well, great. We just need to send out a mailer. We know we can get a house there.
That's right.
Sure. Just need to send out some mail. That's all I got to do. So whatever property you're like, oh, gosh, we missed the boat, dear. We're never going to be able to afford that. Yeah, you are. Even for houses, send out a mailer. Get that $200,000 thing that's kind of shabby. So what? Make it great.
There's at the top of the market here, and again, this applies everywhere. I'm seeing houses now being listed and sold for $1,000 a square feet. That was unheard of 2 years ago. But $1,000 a square foot was the standard in the Little Beach community in California that we lived in, that we moved from. And so you don't want to buy at the top of the market like that anywhere. So what you need to do is go back and look at the data and see where you can find properties for $200 and $300 a foot in the same market.
That's it. You got this.
Not tough, right?
If you need access to any sort of ownership or property details, including owner phone numbers and FEMA flood map overlays, please check out parcelfact.com or neighborscoop.com. Created by investors, that's us, for investors like you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land and House Academy show.
Tomorrow is Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about how we are all very zip code lucky. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Well, I'm curious now what that means.
Some of us live in zip codes where there's not a lot of trouble and that are conducive to a good life, and some of us don't. And I will tomorrow urge everyone to pull up the statistics. I live in zip code data about where to send mail, and I'm now looking at other things that aren't so financial about these zip codes where we're buying property, mostly because I'm interested in. And then it became a social thing. Tomorrow's not really about making money. It's about social stuff.
Interesting. Well, I'm proud of you.
Really?
I'm sorry. So you're saying this has nothing to do with Excel?
Nothing to do with money. Sorry.
I'm proud of you. You're getting out of your comfort zone. Is that part of 2022?
Yep.
Oh, good. Hey, I have some books you can read.
I've never been comfortable.
I'm going to give you some. I'm going to start giving you some inspirational books to read if you're going to go down this path.
It's a comfort zone.
What's a comfort zone?
Yeah, I've never been in there.
Oh, no. Yes, you have. I'm your comfort zone. Thank you for tuning in. By the way, don't forget, we are on Clubhouse. Yes, you can find us there on the first and third Thursday of the month. Go on Clubhouse, log in, follow me, follow Stephen, and follow the Land Investing Club, and you will see when we are live there, and you can talk to us. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.